Time for all the news we wish we never heard.
5:30.
Good evening. Welcome to the evening news. I'm your host for tonight, Catboy Kunhua. In the news, arson attacks have broken out across Europe this week as conspiracy theorists are blaming 5G networks for spreading the coronavirus. To date, at least 50 towers have been attacked by people attempting to burn the towers down, doing almost no damage as the towers are mostly made out of giant hunks of metal. So, not going to get far. Anyway, there is one 5G installation engineer. He was quoted as saying, "People are constantly accusing me with bizarre conspiracy theories, such as how 5G is giving them headaches, killing their sperm. I think all these people are completely crazy. The 4G network I installed before must have fried their brains." Okay. Now, in the light of the fact that this March is marked the first month without a school shooting in the U.S. since 2002, the National Rifle Association released a statement saying, "Guns don't kill people, schools being open kill people." Now, it seems like the only thing that had changed from February to March was the fact that kids weren't allowed to go to school because of the pandemic, not an absence of guns, said one NRA spokesperson. Maybe the real killer here is having these crook schools open 10 months of the year. Well, in order to make up for the lost fundraising opportunities, the NRA had to pivot away from exploiting school shootings to exploiting Americans' fear of COVID-19. The organization has updated their website to cite their new mission. "At our core, we here at the NRA believe that any moment society will collapse and Americans will require guns to combat each other for the last pieces of toilet paper available. Do not let Governor Cuomo close down our essential gun stores just because he wants to hoard all the TP for himself." All right. Next up, Canadian news. In Canada, the stage is set for the resumption of Parliament as the Tories reject the idea of using a virtual common settings. Members of Parliament are set to return to the House of Commons on Monday next week after the Conservatives rejected a Liberal government proposal to hold one in-person session a week and up to 2 virtual sessions per week. The Tories reject the idea of using virtual sessions as it involves new technology they're unfamiliar with, and it frightens them.
Yeah.
All right. Now, the current head of the Conservative opposition, Andrew Scheer, wants a full return of the entire House in session in person, because listening to him in person engage in a never-ending pissing contest all day, bitching and moaning about everything the Liberal government does, is definitely worth threatening the lives of all and the health of all 338 members of Parliament. Now, last week, after they made controversial statements, both Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz have come under a great deal of scrutiny after they said a death toll among children and old people was acceptable to get the country running again. Now, this has led to calls to have their medical license revoked, but Dr. Phil has not had a practitioner's license since 2006. Dr. Oz's license has likely expired as he has not made any medical practice for over 10 years as he has focused all of his efforts on being a television celebrity. This has led to people criticizing the affiliation of medical practice with celebrity. This one quote comes from a politician. This is a real quote. "Remember this, the worst doctors by far are celebrity doctors. If you see their names or read about them in a newspaper, stay away." You want to know who said that? That was Donald Trump, 2014. Donald Trump. That is the one tweet I'm going to have to say that I agree with 100%. That's the one. Yeah. Okay. And, White House is in the news. Last thing we have tonight. The White House is currently worried that Trump-inspired protests will blow up in Trump's face if the attendees are stricken with COVID-19. Now, the anti-lockdown protesters, often referred to as the Flu Klux Klan, are getting are gathering together in large numbers, often in spite of laws banning close gatherings, practicing no social distancing, wearing PPE of any kind, and often the advertisements for the rallies call for people to ignore all quarantine precautions. Now, this has already led to a spike of coronavirus cases in Kentucky, where many of the rallies have, that's where many of the rallies have most recently taken place. Now, the White House does take solace in the fact that how bad the backlash will be against Trump, encouraging this in the first place, will depend on how many of the protesters survive it.